There's always been ways to get horses and mounts in Skyrim, and we all know that Shadowmere is the best horse. Fact. However, with the addition of wild horses, you can now get hold of a unicorn, and I'm also going to show you how to get some of the other unique creatures that are part of other creation content. Did you know you can have a reindeer as your mount? Did you know you can have a Dwemer horse? And did you know you can have your own Daedric summon horse too? I'm going to show you all of them, so leave a like, let's go. Okay, so wild horses, there's a whole bunch of them scattered all across Skyrim. 8 of them including the unicorn, and you can buy maps that will show you where they are at various different places, including merchants and some stables. You should know by now that jumping on a horse a few times eventually will tame it, and it's not too hard to keep up with it even when it does throw you a couple times. Obviously these are mostly free to get, but if you want to keep them you are going to have to put a saddle on them, otherwise they will revert much like stolen normal horses and pretty much go back to the location that you found them. So it will cost a little bit of gold to put a saddle on, but you can then go ahead and change the saddles and put a whole variety of different ones on. Ones from the Brotherhood, Stormcloak saddles and much more. Old geezers will remember, much like me, that Oblivion was one of the first games to sell microtransactions, where it was mostly just a skin or armor piece. This was given for free as part of the anniversary edition, so even if you don't earn it, you own a special edition, you can go and get these armor sets for free if you log into the Creation Club. And on top of that, yes, you can go ahead and put different style saddles on them when you go and buy it as part of the Wild Horses Creation Club content. Also, another nice feature is that you can name all of your horses now, even ones from the vanilla game, but you don't get to choose what name they'll be. It's randomly generated, so you can basically pay to have the name changed. You'll get a book when you go first to the stables and actually buy it, and it will give you rough general directions where to find the different horses in the game. So if you really want just a black horse or pale mare for roleplay purposes, you can go and do so. None of the horses are any different from vanilla ones, it's simply just giving you a bit more choice in colour and variety. So onto the actual unicorn and how do you get this special one. So you need to head to the College of Winterhold. Upstairs in the Arcanium on the desk you'll find Soren's journal. This begins the mission or quest Creature of Legend. Then you need to go east of Riften to the Lost Prospect Mine, and somewhere around here you will find hopefully the unicorn. Even mounts that you've put actual saddles on will always return to where you first found them if you go ahead and switch to another horse, so just bear that in mind too. Some of these horses can be extremely hard to find. There is no exact pinpoint location for some of them until you get a bit close, but I would say that using Detect Life spell or the Grey Fox Cowl, which can detect creatures, is a really good way of finding them. And that's it, you will find the unicorn, you just jump on it a couple times even though it kicks you off, and eventually you will tame it. The unicorn has got some special properties. It's got 4 times the amount of health and 3 times the amount of stamina of wild horses. It's also essential just like all the wild horses, so basically they can't be killed. It's got the same health as Shadowmere, but it's actually got much more stamina. Nearly 3 times as much and can't be killed unlike Shadowmere. But it doesn't regenerate health as much as he does. This actual mini quest won't be actually completed until you bring the creature close to a stable, and then you can go ahead and put different saddles on top. And yes, for once I remembered to switch the time of day so I could actually show off the armor sets in a better light. So yeah, absolutely does look pretty badass on the unicorn. It's a well worthy creature to get hold of for its abilities of just being much better in every way than normal horses. So last bit of vital info is that wild horses are still better than normal vanilla horses, unless they nerfed or change anything with this edition. Actually, even just generic wild horses have twice the amount of health and nearly 4 times the amount of stamina of any horse that you'll just simply buy from a stable. But now you know about the unicorn, why would you ever get any other type of horse unless you're super duper manly alpha male? You just can't have your Viking warrior riding a unicorn. If you have the calls installed, another creation content piece, you'll be going to the Deadlands, and this is where you can pick up a spellbook where you can summon one of these Daedric horses whenever you want. It supposedly lasts for 60 seconds, but I found they lasted a bit longer, and it's got a really good health pool, pretty much the same as the unicorn, so around 1600, maybe a little bit more in terms of health points, but its stamina isn't as good as the unicorn's. 198 compared to 698 for the unicorn. But it is a formidable beast. It will go and obviously attack other creatures like most of the horses, and I'm pretty sure it does some sort of extra damage when you do so. And let's just face it, it's a lot cooler for them really hard-minded Vikings, or particular Vikings that are role-playing as Dark Lords. Now you won't have actual access to the call's mission until you're level 46 and you receive the letter from a courier. There's some pretty involved steps which I've obviously shown you guys in a separate video detailing everything you need to know about the calls, so go and check it out. But basically you'll need to go through a big massive dungeon, solve a couple of little puzzles and take on some pretty hard tough enemies before infiltrating a secret cult where they're trying to open up an oblivion gate, and that's where you'll find the Deadlands. Once inside you have to take on a Daedric Lord, and that's when you'll get the book to summon the spell and use a Daedric summons whenever you want. Somewhat easier to find is the reindeer, which you can find west of Dawnstar, just close to the Windward Ruins. As you head towards the coast, you'll see hopefully the reindeer battling off against maybe a couple necromancers and Saturnia, basically Santa Claus of Skyrim. Once you fought off the necromancers, you can go ahead and buy the reindeer. It costs over 1200 gold though. In terms of stats, it's got to be one of the worst in the game. It doesn't have that much health, it's pretty much on par with just a vanilla horse, and it doesn't have that much stamina either. But sure, if you want to ride a reindeer, you do you. As you can see on the map, I'm showing you where to get to Run-Off Caverns, which is just west of Helheim. This is going to lead you to the Forgotten Seasons quest line if you've got it installed, and outside the cave you'll find the broken Dwarven horse. You need to go and get the pieces to basically repair him inside the cavern. It's an absolute huge undertaking. This is one of the biggest dungeons in the game with some pretty pointless puzzles, but at the end of it you will get hold of all of the pieces. You go and check out my full guide for it, and then you can go ahead and repair your horse. Now some of you guys have said that you basically have unlimited stamina when you're using this horse. I'm not 100% sure that's true. According to the wiki at least, it says it's got basically the same sort of stamina as some of the other creation kit horses. It's meant to be unkillable, so it is essential, it won't take any damage, and supposedly again you can jump from any height without taking any damage also, which makes it a little bit more unique compared to some of the others. So yeah, a bit more testing needed probably. It is a cool looking horse, I really do like the look of this one. So let me know your favourite in the comments section down below. That is all the unique creations added as part of the anniversary edition of Skyrim. Obviously I've not included any of the DLC horses or any of the vanilla ones, other than just mentioning Shadowmere, just in case anyone wants to ask. That has been covered I think to death. But if you really do want help more with Skyrim content, then do leave a like for this. Go and check out all my other guides and tutorials, and I'll see you rat bags for more soon. Bye bye.